sports happening right now, though, in Ann Arbor. Michigan hockey. I don't know if you went to Alaska and saw the games. I know I didn't. I actually stayed here. It's cold enough here in Ann Arbor. But
no kidding.
The hockey team, they lost the first game Friday night, won on Saturday night. You know, so they're 10 games in. They're 7-3, Andy. Are they playing at, above, or below their expectations coming into the season?
You know, I'm going to say they're playing right about at the expectations that I had.
That's what I was going to say, really.
They're not playing poorly. I mean, they're still a top 10 team in hockey.
Right.
And they lost some of the best players from last year. It's not reasonable to expect them to step on the ice and just instantly be the best team in hockey. I think the 7-3 where they sit is pretty much right at expectations with the way things are going.
And plus, it's a down year for the CCHA. Really, Miami isn't just, you know, a dominant power like they were a couple years ago. Michigan State's sitting right at 4-4 right now. So I mean, and Notre Dame as well is just mediocre. So it's like Michigan, you know, they have room to breathe. They can get better. The thing too, I think we need to look at here is the goaltending.
Yeah.
Brian Hogan, he's 5-0. Billy Sauer, the senior, he's 2-3. Let's do what Dennis Sass has been calling for.
That's the surprising thing for me.
The last couple of weeks. Let's get a full-time goal in there. Let's go to Brian Hogan.
So you've reached the point where you decided that it's time to overthrow the reigning senior, Billy Sauer, and replace him with Brian Hogan,
you know,
sophomore.
If you've been watching me the past few years, you know I'm not the biggest Billy Sauer fan.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm just looking at his performance on the ice from what I've seen.
Yeah,
that's what I judge it on, of course.
You can't argue with the numbers.
Yeah, and so, I mean, Hogan's 5-0, Sauer's 2-3. Simple. You know, let's do something. I mean, we're starting to get in the big part of the season here. Let's fine-tune some things and get going. Western Michigan home-and-home series this weekend. So,
all right.
Think we heard the horn?
Yeah. Switching gears, switching from goals on the ice to goals on the grass. Talking soccer right here in Michigan. Having a great season, carrying over into the Big Ten championship. What are your thoughts on soccer?
Well, I mean, they got the #2 seed, and they're going to face Wisconsin in the first game on Thursday. That's going to be a tough one because if you remember back in September, Wisconsin actually tied this Michigan squad 1-1. So, I mean, that's going to be tough. But if they win this game, the second round, they're going to face the winner of Indiana, Ohio State, both teams that they actually beat this year. So if they get in that second round, you know, maybe they have a better chance of getting into the final game there, which they'll probably play Michigan State, the #1 seed.
Most likely, yeah.
The team 12-4-2 this year, you know, really played pretty good, and they actually had a couple big wins. My thing is this, though. You know, they learned from their last season. In the finals, the Big Ten tournament last year, they lost in the first round to Ohio State. Now all these guys are a year older. You know, your Maro Fazzettis, your Miroseviches, your Jake Stacy, Patrick Sperry, the goaltender, are all a year older. I think they got a good chance of, you know, maybe coming out first or second place in this.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for me is, like you said, the goaltending of Patrick Sperry. If you look at it, in the conference game so far, he's allowed half a goal per game.
Not bad.
It's easy to win games.
They cut in the ball in half.
I mean, not easy to win. Yeah, 1 goal every 2 games. I mean, that makes it easy on the rest of the guys. It takes the pressure off them. If you got to put it through once, I mean, you're not killing your forwards. And also looking at, you're getting some good scoring too out of juniors like Perry Mirosevic. He's currently 3rd in the all-time goals scored for the University of Michigan.
Wow.
And he's only a junior.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks promising when you got guys that can score and guys that can keep them from scoring.
Defense is going to be the key.
You got to like the combination.
Keeping warm will also be the key. Are they playing outside?
That works too.
Stay warm there, guys. Last topic.
Have fun with that.
Last topic here, the top half of the show, Andy. How about the ATL, Atlanta? I mean, having a little bit of a resurgence here. You got the Atlanta Hawks are undefeated in the first week here or so of basketball season, 5-0. You know, you got the Atlanta Falcons. They're 6-3 when everybody thought that they would be down in the dumps after a horrible season from last year, and now they just look like a great team with a rookie quarterback in Matt Ryan. How about Atlanta? I mean, what do you think about this success that they're having lately?
I'm not sold on the Hawks, but I'm going to talk about the Falcons first.
Okay.
I'm not terribly surprised that the Falcons are playing decent. I'm not going to claim that I expected them to be doing this well, but Michael Turner is an outstanding running back. He's just been relatively quiet because he's been running under the shadow of LT in San Diego for the last couple of years. And Matt Ryan, people expected good things of him. He's just come into that role quicker than was initially expected.
Yeah.
And that's why this team is having success. I mean, those are the key components. The defense is not outstanding. The receiving core is not outstanding. But those 2 key guys are just really getting things done in Atlanta.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is the key. 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, already throwing, completing 60% of his passes. He's much beyond his years, as an NFL quarterback, I think. The Hawks, I think the Hawks are going to be a good team this year. I mean, they went 37-45 last year. Mike Woodson's been building, and look at the starting lineup they got. Horford, Josh Smith, Marvin Williams, Joe Johnson, Mike Bibby now there for the whole season. That's a pretty good solid 5 in the East.
It's solid. But if you look at it a little deeper, there's nothing coming off the bench. I'll give you that that's a good.
You don't need a bench in the East. You just need a superstar, and they got that in Joe Johnson.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's
Joe
true,
Johnson
right?
has become a superstar
He almost got them to the second round in the playoffs by himself last year.
That's true, but the East is getting stronger than we expected from last year.
Yep.
I still think the Hawks are maybe the 7th team in the East. Okay. I put 6 teams ahead of the Hawks.
Teams that they did beat in the East, they did win in Orlando, and they have beaten Philadelphia. So
and they beat
things
Toronto.
to think about. Real quick, how about the Thrashers? How about the Braves? Thrashers have won 4 in a row down there in Atlanta. Give Peter Saul some love.
I look at it. Atlanta is looking a little bit like Philly Jr., maybe Braves 09. I don't know.
Braves trying to get Jake Peavy, too. We'll see if that happens in this next week. Andrew, good job out there on the first section. We're going to take it to break. When we come back, main event guest Charlie Clinton will be talking some Michigan basketball right after this.